Hola estudiantes, ¿qué día es hoy? Hoy es lunes, ¿cuál es la fecha de hoy? El 27 de abril es la clase número 41. Nos quedan 3 más clases, hoy y 2 días más, miércoles y viernes, y después el examen final. So we got a lot to do today, actually, just because we've been working with some vocab, which we'll continue to work with. We've got this whole new subjunctive idea that's kind of like commands, but not really. We are going to review a little bit with the usted and ustedes commands, all that good stuff. So, I have on the picture that you see in front of you here, I have a sign that was posted on a dock near La Playa, and it says, "No te pedimos," we are not asking you, "que limpies la playa," that you clean the beach. Notice what that verb form was, limpies. The verb is limpiar, right? "Solo te pedimos," we are only asking you that you que no la ensucies. Ensuciar, opposite of limpiar. We're just asking that you don't make it dirty. So yeah, respect the earth by keeping the beach clean. So we've been talking a little bit about the subjunctive form, and I had you guys work on this for your tarea. But we only use the verb querer, like I want you to do something. She wants me to do this. They want us to do this. But there's lots of verbs that you can use with the subjunctive, and that verb pedir is another one. I'm asking you to do this, because really when I ask you to do something, I want you to do that thing, right? So we're going to come back to the subjunctive, but first I would like to spend a little time practicing the vocab that goes along with this chapter. So I'm going to put these images up here that we had the last time. I'll say them as we go up, and then as they go up, and then I will ask you guys to say them also, and then I'll have you guys stop it and practice them just to remind yourselves of the verbs. So here's barrer el suelo. I would appreciate it if you did the action as well. So barrer el suelo. I don't have my little picture, my little video in the corner, because, yeah, you don't want to see that today. I didn't get around to doing anything to myself. But anyway, if you do the action for me, barrer el suelo, repitan. Cocinar, repitan. Ensuciar. Hacer la cama. Hacer quehaceres domésticos. Lavar los platos. Pasar la aspiradora. Planchar la ropa. Poner la mesa. Quitar la mesa. Quitar el polvo. Or you could also call it sacudir los muebles. Repitan. Y sacar la basura. Ok, hay números 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, y 12. Put your finger on the pause button and give yourself, if we would have been with partners, you would have asked your partner, ¿Qué es número 8? ¿Qué es número 2? ¿Qué es número 9? You don't have to do it with those, but if you want to go through, before we do any more, go through those one more time just to familiarize yourselves a bit more with that vocab. Once you're finished, press play one more time. Okay, so now using those new quehaceres domésticos, and by the way, we didn't have 2 of our vocab words on there. We didn't have the arreglar, which is to straighten up, to neaten things, to put things in the right places, that type of deal, and then also just plain limpiar la casa, limpiar la casa. Other than that, we've done all of those with those images from the previous slide, but I am guessing that in your homes, you hear those in command form, in mandatos, right? Mandatos are commands, mandates. So again, had you been with your partner, I wanted you to give them a familiar command. So this goes back to last chapter. You know this partner, you know this person is familiar to you. So if you were to give them a familiar command, your partner would act it out. So if I would say to you, pasa la aspiradora, you would vacuum the floor, you'd act out that action. So pasa la aspiradora. Notice this is a familiar command. We're going to put these all together today and see what we've been working on and what we're going to continue to work on with the subjunctive. So pasa la aspiradora, it's a command to a familiar person. Haz la cama, right? Haz la cama. It's one of the irregular command forms that we learned in the familiar form of that. So haz la cama, you take the manta, the almohada, and you'd make the bed. Okay, so what I'd like you to do is go ahead and come up with a couple commands that you would use to command somebody. So, for example, cocina. And you would stir something up in a bowl. You'd flip something over with the spatula. So, cocina. Okay, put your finger on the pause button. Give yourself a few commands from that list that you would give to somebody in your family in the familiar form. Okay, so had we done those with your compañeros, then this is what I was going to say. Okay, you just got hit on the head, you just had amnesia, you spent the last 2 weeks in the hospital, and you wake up and you do not know who your partner is. They are an unfamiliar person to you, a formal person. So then I was going to ask you next to give your partner a formal command. This person that's sitting in front of you now is completely unknown to you. So instead of pasa la aspiradora, the formal form of that command would be pase la aspiradora. Pase la aspiradora. So it's an E instead of the A. Okay. What about haz la cama? In a formal context, you've never seen this person before. Make the bed to a formal person would be haga la cama. Okay, we base the usted command forms on the yo form, hago. So haga la cama, haga la cama. Finger on the pause button. Do a few more of those at the formal forms of those commands with the chores vocab. So for example, instead of cocina, like I had said to you the last time, now the formal form of cook, that command form would be cocine, cocine with the E. Okay, now put your finger on the pause button. Do a few more of those from the vocab we just practiced. And then you probably guessed it, that then I would have had you go in grupos de tres o cuatro, and I would have had you give the command to the other people in your group. So now there's multiple people that you're commanding, and instead of pasa la aspiradora or pase la aspiradora, now the command becomes pasen la aspiradora. All of these commands will end in the N, all right? So yo form, cut off the O, add an opposite vowel plus the N. Put your finger on the pause button and do a few more of those. Okay, so now what we had talked about the last time. So just as a recap, what we've learned how to do so far with commands is to command a familiar person, somebody who's in your family, somebody that's close to you, somebody who's the same age, a friend, a sibling, a parent to a child, whatever. Formal, somebody unknown to you, somebody you need to show respect to, and then we can now command a plural group of people. But commands are really, I don't know, bossy, right? When you hear commands, when you hear somebody say, limpia la casa, or pongan la mesa, or saque la basura, those are all like super, I don't know, it's not rude, but it's really like harsh, right? So what we learned last time is this way to talk about kind of commanding somebody, but in a nice way, in a gentle way. Por favor, would you please do the following things? So I was going to ask for a partner in class, and instead of just giving them the commands to do this, do that, which is kind of rude, I was going to give them a nicer way to do that, which involves this whole subjunctive form. So I was going to say, so you can imagine who my volunteer was going to be. I would say to them, por favor, yo quiero que tú vayas a la puerta. I want you to go to the door. And they would have done that because they were going to try to do what I asked them to do because they will get a good grade in this class. I'm the one giving the grades. No, I'm just kidding. But yo quiero que tú vayas a la puerta. Notice how it's different than just simply saying ve a la puerta. That's very direct, very bossy. This is a little nicer. I want you to go to the door. Look at the next one. Yo quiero que tú abras la puerta. Notice the verb is abrir. So look what I did with that. Que tú abras la puerta. It's a little nicer than abre la puerta, right? Next one. Yo recomiendo que. Notice it's a new verb. It doesn't matter. I recommend you do something, I want you to do something, I ask you to do something. All of those are still going to lead to the subjunctive. So, yo recomiendo que tú cierres la puerta. The verb is cerrar. So look what that looks like there. Que tú cierres. Look at my que that's in the middle of all of those same sentences. I'm going to get my pointer here a second. That que is a part of every single one of these. And one person is on one side of the que, and another party is on the other side of the que. Let's do a few more. I was going to also tell this person, oh, por favor, es importante que tú toques la alfombra. They would have reached down, touched the carpet. Es importante que. So it's a little backdoor way of asking somebody to do something. Another one. Back to my quiero. Yo quiero que tú arregles mis papeles en la mesa. You know how I always had all the pruebas and the vocabulario and all the stuff sitting on there, my folders and whatnot. So they would have come around and just, straightened up, neatened up all of those things. Yo quiero que tú arregles. There's my que again. I'm on one side, you're on the other side. Okay, here's another one. Yo insisto en que. It's not so subtle if I insist that you que te sientes en el suelo. That you sit. The verb is sentarse. So notice what my last couple letters are. I'm flipping that vowel around. Que te sientes en el suelo. Es necesario que te levantes. That you get yourself up, right? So te levantes. The verb is levantar. So we're switching that vowel every single time. Here's another one. Another insisto en que tú abraces a tu compañero. Oh, that would have been sweet. I insist that you do it, right? So again, every single one of these beginning parts, every single one of those, all it's doing is commanding somebody, but in a little bit of a nicer way sometimes. Sometimes it's a little bit more direct and bossy, but it's another way of giving that command form. Te sugiero que. Listen to the way that I said that. Sugiero, I suggest to you. Que te sientes en tu silla. Que te sientes en tu silla. So here it was que te sientes en el suelo, and now that you sit on your chair. So look what happened with that. That que is a part of every single one of these. That's a part of every subjunctive sentence. Somebody over here on the left is different from the person that's on the other side of the que. And then that subjunctive form that you see in letra azul here, all of that is formed by the same way we've been working on making commands, okay? Yo form, chop off the O, flip that vowel around. Let's practice this a bunch more. And let's kind of see how this is all put together here. If I were your, mom, your sibling or something like this, and I were to command you, okay, let's go back to commands here. I'm going to give a familiar command to you to do that activity. What would that command sound like? Lava los platos, right? In fact, you may have heard that command a time or two since you guys have been home when a parent or a sibling asked you to wash the dishes, right? Lava los platos, okay? But again, it's kind of abrupt. It's kind of bossy. So there's another way you can go around saying that. You can get around the command by saying something like this. Por favor, yo quiero que tú laves los platos. Now look what we have going on here. Command form, lava los platos. Subjunctive, I want you to wash the dishes. Quiero que tú laves los platos. Look how those two are different forms of the verb, but they're used in different ways. Command, subjunctive, okay? Tell me what the command would be if your mom told you to do that activity. What would that command form be? Pasa la aspiradora. Pasa la aspiradora. Again, I'm using the he, she form. What if I want to say it nicer? Nicer. A little less direct. Recomiendo que tú pases la aspiradora. Okay, I'm recommending that you pass the vacuum cleaner. Que pases la aspiradora. Look how those look different. Pasa la aspiradora. Recomiendo que pases la aspiradora. Okay, what would that command look like? Your mom comes into your room and it's just like a complete desastre. What would she tell you as that command? It's irregular. Haz la cama. Make the bed. Remember that irregular haz. Haz is the irregular form for that familiar do command. Okay, but let's go nicer than that. Es importante que hagas la cama. Es importante que hagas la cama. Look how those look quite a bit different, right? Haz la cama. It's one of the irregular commands. And then we base this on the yo form. Es importante que hagas la cama. We get that from the hago form. Okay, these are all commands for a familiar person, somebody in your family, somebody who's close to you, a friend. You might say any of those commands or subjunctive phrases too. Okay, let's change the scenario now. Now this is a person you've never met in your life. And you tell her to do that. Okay, now let's go with usted command form. What would that usted command form sound like? Okay, now keep in mind the verb is planchar, right? So you're going to take the yo form, plancho, cut off the o, throw it away. And now you're flipping that vowel around. It's an AR verb, planchar. So the command to this unfamiliar woman I've never met in my life before would be planche la ropa. Señora, planche la ropa. Okay, what if I do it nicer? Let's do it nice. She seems nice, right? Let's be nicer about it. Por favor, señora, yo quiero que usted planche la ropa. Okay, let's see what we have here. Look at the command form, planche la ropa. Ooh, look at the subjunctive form. It's the same thing because we form these in the same way, right? We form those with the yo form, plancho, take off the o, and then we flip the vowel around. So it looks very, very similar. So, planche la ropa, command. Por favor, yo quiero que usted planche la ropa. All right. These ladies, never seen them before. Okay, and also there's two of them. So what would be the command? I would give both of them, plural, ustedes, people. Cocinen la cena. Cocinen, the verb is cocinar. So do you see what we did there? We flipped that vowel around, add the N. Cocinen la cena. Oh, let's be nicer. They seem like nice ladies, right? Let's be nicer about it. Insisto en que, that's not super nice, but insisto en que ustedes cocinen la cena. Look what's happening. Now, once we do the usted and ustedes commands, those are the same exact forms we've been using for the subjunctive. We form them in the exact same way. Okay, let's do the next one here. I've never met her in my life. In fact, she's in black and white. She's a completely unknown person to me. What command might I give her that would result in her doing that thing? Let's command her first. Let's be really bossy first. What would be that command? Quite el polvo de la mesita. Señora, quite el polvo. Notice the verb is quitar. So, quite el polvo. Let's be nicer. Look at her. Ella sonríe. Ella es muy amable, es muy simpática. Let's say it nicer. Por favor, sugiero que. Okay, it looks a little bit like that verb suggest. So, yep, that's what it is. Sugiero que usted, you guessed it, quite el polvo de la mesita. Same thing is going on here. The same subjunctive form is what the command form is. There's another way to say this activity. Sacuda los muebles. Sacuda los muebles. The verb is sacudir. So look what that last vowel is. Sacuda los muebles. Let's be nicer to her. Recomiendo, señora, que usted sacuda los muebles. Okay? Hopefully you're getting the point. Sacuda here and sacuda here. They're just used in a different setup. The second of the two examples is just another way you can ask someone to do something, that you want somebody to do something. You're telling somebody to do something in a little bit of a nicer, roundabout way. Let's do a few more. Okay, el subjuntivo. That's what we've been talking about. This is the subjunctive idea. So this is Jose. Jose es mi sobrino. Es el hijo de mi hermana. Jose vive con mi familia. Pero Jose es muy perezoso. He's lazy. Es flojo. Él no quiere hacer nada. Well, my husband and I got talking and we think, if he's going to live with us, he needs to do some stuff around the house, right? What do I want Jose to do? Yo quiero que Jose, now, look what we got going on here. Kind of like your assignment for today. I want that Jose, now it's not I want that you do it, but I want Jose to do it. What kind of subjunctive phrase is going to finish this sentence here? I want him to set the table, right? What's to set the table? Poner la mesa. What's the yo form of poner? Pongo. What's the rest of the sentence going to look like? Yo quiero que Jose ponga la mesa, right? Quiero que Jose ponga la mesa. What if I had Jose and his sister Josefina living with me? I want Jose y Josefina. Quiero que Jose y Josefina. What's going to change with this right here? Pongan la mesa. Now I've got plural people that I'm referring to. Let's do the next one. Este es mi mamá. Okay, so not really, but let's just pretend. Let's say that my mom knows that this is my last week of class. She knows I've got so much to do. I've got exams to prepare for. I've got a bunch of grading to get done. She knows I've got a lot going on, and she's like, ¿Cómo puedo ayudarte? How can I help you? And I go, Mom, I advise, okay, it's a new verb. If you look at the bottom right side of your vocab sheet, it's that top verb in the aconsejar. I advise that my mom do what to help me out around the house? Well, what is this activity here? Barrer el suelo, right? Barrer el suelo. Barrer, ER verb. Aconsejo que mi mamá, finish that statement for me. Aconsejo que mi mamá barra el suelo. We just talked about that verb is barrer, right? Barrer. So you're going to make that subjunctive form into barra el suelo. Esta es mi amiga Julia. Y en la casa de Julia, la basura huele, it smells mucho en su casa. So I'm going to sugiero que Julia finish the rest of that statement for me. What do I suggest that she do? Sugiero que Julia saque la basura. Saque la basura. Okay? Again, all very like commands, but not really. Okay? I want Jose to do it. I advise my mom to do this. I suggest that Julia do this thing. All of those are leading to some sort of command-like thing, but aren't really in the form of a command. Okay? Let's do a few more. Esta es mi amiga Elena. Insisto en que Elena finish that sentence for me. Insisto en que Elena lave los platos porque los platos están muy sucios. Insisto en que Elena lave, from the verb lavar, los platos. Ay, ustedes conocen a Marta, ¿sí? Marta Stewart. Es necesario que Marta do what she does best. What's she doing here? Es necesario que Marta cocine la cena, or cocine el desayuno, or cocine la comida, something like that. Es necesario. So es necesario, it's one of those phrases on the bottom right of your vocab sheet as well. All of those words and phrases in that box are what we call imposing will. I'm telling you, I'm imposing my will on what I want someone else to do. So it doesn't matter which one of those we start with. We can use any of those at the beginning, and we can finish it then with some sort of subjunctive verb and then phrase, the rest of the phrase. Another one. Esta es mi amiga Susana. Es urgente que, urgente, listen to the pronunciation of that one more time. Es urgente que Susana finish the sentence for me. Es urgente que Susana pase la aspiradora. Pase la aspiradora. Back up here. Lavar los platos. Cocinar la cena. Pasar la aspiradora. Since all of those are AR verbs, look at that E vowel. You do the opposite of what you would normally do. Okay, so A's become E's, E's become A's. Now, had you been with your compañeros, I would have had you guys do this little task. Two each, I was going to give you the beginning phrase. Yo quiero que tú. It's kind of what you did for your assignment today. We'll go over those here in just a little bit. I want you to do the following things. I want you to clean the house. I want you to rent the apartment. I'm using vocab from this chapter here. I want you to iron the shirt, and I want you to go to the bathroom. I'll remind you that that's irregular, that last one. The other four are not, though, however. So go ahead and pause the video, and I would like you to start with the beginning part of the sentence, yo quiero que tú, and then finish the rest of that sentence realizing that I'm setting you up to use another subjunctive, right? So yo quiero que tú, what are you going to do with clean the house? I'll do this first one with you, and then I'll let you pause it and see if you can come up with those. Yo quiero que tú limpies la casa. Limpies, E-S. Limpies la casa. Hit the pause button, do the rest of those. Okay, yo quiero que tú limpies la casa. Quiero que tú alquiles el apartamento. The verb is alquilar. Quiero que tú planches la camisa. Y quiero que tú vayas al baño. Who got the irregular form of that one? Okay, it's that same command form that we were working on. No vayas, vaya, vayan. We learned that with the usted, ustedes command forms. It's the same irregular ones. Okay, try the next one. Yo recomiendo que, notice that little que comes in between, in the middle of this, right? Yo recomiendo que mi compañero de cuarto, or compañera de cuarto, I'm pretty sure that when you lived with your roommate, you recommended that they do lots of things. And here's 4 suggestions here. I recommend that he or she straighten up the room, make the bed, take out the garbage, and go to bed early. Remember from vocab, first vocab we learned acostarse, to go to bed, right? So to lie down, to go to bed. So hit the pause button and read each sentence. Read the first part of it as well, because these won't make sense unless you include the beginning half of that sentence. Recomiendo que mi compañera de cuarto, and then finish that for me. Okay, pause button now. Recomiendo que mi compañera de cuarto arregle el cuarto. Recomiendo que mi compañera de cuarto haga la cama. Recomiendo que mi compañera de cuarto saque la basura. Y por fin, recomiendo que mi compañera de cuarto. Now, this is reflexive. So the reflexive verb here, se acueste temprano, se acueste. I'm going to use the he, she form of it since, of course, we are talking about a he or she up here, mi compañero de cuarto. Se acueste temprano. It's a stem changer, but the verb acostar is going to end in an E here. Se acueste temprano. Okay, let's do one more grouping here. Aconsejo que. That word aconsejar, bottom right box. Again, we've used it a few times. It means that idea of advise. It looks actually like the word to counsel. Do you see it? In fact, my husband is a counselor and he's a consejero. So that's where we get that phrase. But I advise, I counsel. Aconsejo que mis hermanos, now you have plural people here, what do you tend to advise your siblings to do? Well, set the table, clear the table, vacuum, and give me a lot of money. That would be a good thing. So hit the pause button, see what you can do with those. Start with aconsejo que, say the whole thing again, and finish with the subjunctive half. Aconsejo que mis hermanos pongan la mesa. Aconsejo que mis hermanos quiten la mesa. Quiten la mesa. Aconsejo que mis hermanos pasen la aspiradora. Y aconsejo que mis hermanos. Okay, if you remember the verb give, it's dar. The yo form is doy. There's no o to take off, but it's what you would expect it to be. It's one of the irregular ones. Since it's an AR verb, you're going to use e's at the end. And that little me is going to go in front. So, aconsejo que mis hermanos me den mucho dinero. Now, this is a good reminder of the fact that these are not commands, okay? If you would go to your siblings and say, hey, give me a lot of money, denme mucho dinero, okay? Remember how you attach these pronouns to the end of commands. This is not a command. These are not commands here. It's just a statement of what I want to see happen, what I advise to happen, what I recommend, what I suggest, what I want. All of those things are my suggestions, but they are not command form. So whenever you have a little pronoun, you're not going to smash it on at the end like you do the commands. Okay? So just a few things that I want to, a little particulars, little details that Panorama wants you to know, which I won't so much, but I don't know if you've had a chance to use the subjunctive of I. Remember what I means. There is or there are, right? There is a party. Hay una fiesta. Well, what's the subjunctive of that? There's no O to take off of that one either. If I were to say, it's good that there is a party, if you look at the bottom right box, you'll notice again, es bueno que is a beginning prompt to use for something that is subjunctive. So, es bueno que, notice what that subjunctive form is, haya una fiesta mañana por la noche. Haya. Okay, the subjunctive form of I don't know. You want to just maybe jot that down. I'm not going to use it in anything, but I know that Panorama probably will, and you'll be like, I don't know what this is. So now you do. Another little particular that Panorama is going to do is some spell changers. And if I put these up right now, I'm going to put them all up so then I can show you. If you remember back to, a few vocabs ago, remember when we learned these in the preterite tense and in the he, she, and the ellos form, that it was in the preterite, yo pedí, tú pediste, ella pidió, and then pidieron. Remember that one? The same thing is going to happen in the nosotros form for this. I hate even to spend any time on this because it's I'm not gonna do irregular stuff on you, but Panorama might. So let's take this one for example. It's a stem changer, duerma, duermas, duerma, duerman, but the nosotros form, instead of the O, you're going to replace that with this U, kind of like we did durmió down here. Let me just give you an example in a sentence. She recommends that we sleep 8 hours a night. Okay, so do you see how that's going to be in subjunctive? She recommends that, there's our little que, we sleep. So ella recomienda que durmamos 8 horas por la noche. Okay, I want, she wants that we feel comfortable. Ella quiere que nos sintamos instead of sentamos, sintamos. I don't know. It's not a huge deal for me. It's just if you encounter them during a panorama activity, don't say I didn't show you this, but it's my promise to you. It's not going to go on a quiz. It's not going to go on a test. Okay? On the examen final. Okay, just last couple things that I wanted to spend here before the end of our time. If you take out your vocab, there's a couple vocab words boxes that I would like to spend a little time on, and those two are los electrodomésticos, middle column of your vocab, towards the bottom, los electrodomésticos. You've already used these, several of you used these in your house tour when you got into your cocina, and you showed me where some of those things are. So look at the compound word that the word electrodomésticos is. It's your domestic electronics, right? So things that you use in your home, that most of them are electric. So let's do this. I'm going to say it, and you can quickly after. I'm not going to leave a lot of dead time, but say it right after me, and then we're going to do a little practice with some of those words. So here's the first one. La cafetera. Repitan. Do you see the word café in there? Notice it's one letter, off of the word cafeteria, which is what you used to eat almuerzo and desayuno and la cena at Northwestern, but that's got the I in it. Notice that this word doesn't have that. So cafetera. Next one, the word for stove either can be the same as the word for kitchen, la cocina, repitan, or you can use the word la estufa. La cocina o la estufa. Next one, watch the G how it's pronounced in the word for freezer, el congelador, repitan. Let me remind you of, you guys all know, I'm pretty sure, what the Italian word is for ice cream. Well, you know what the Spanish word is for ice cream, right? Helado. Do you see helado? Gelato is what it is in Italian. So, but the G in Spanish is going to be pronounced like the ch sound. So one more time, el congelador, repitan. El electrodoméstico. H is silent on the next one, el horno. Okay, that's by itself the oven. And then let's add the oven of microwaves. So we have el horno de microondas. Repitan. The next two words, you see the word lavar in there. That's a big clue. So first of all, la lavadora. And then el lavaplatos. It's a compound word. You can see the platos in there and the lava. So it washes the dishes. Next one, again, the G has the sound. El refrigerador. Say that again, el refrigerador. Sometimes you'll hear people just call it a shortened version of it, el refri. You might hear somebody say refri, and then it's kind of like the way we say fridge. Okay, and then we've learned the verb secar, so not a big surprise that it's la secadora, and then la tostadora. Notice that there's a few words that have the ora, right, or lavadora, refrigerador, secadora, tostadora. It's kind of like the equivalent of our Okay, we've had jugador, jugadora as a player. All right, let's practice those a little bit. I'm going to give you some beginning phrases here about what one does. Remember our little say phrase? Impersonal say, what people do. So, se hace café en, and I will stop and I'll have you finish what thing it does. So, se hace café en una cafetera. Coffee is made in una cafetera. Let me give you a couple more examples. So you tell me which of those words in the electrodoméstico list would finish this statement. Se lava los platos en el lavaplatos. Se prepara la comida muy rápido en... Say it again. Se prepara la comida muy rápida en el horno de microondas. En el horno de microondas. How about this one? Se pone leche y queso en... Oh, I should say se ponen leche y queso en el refrigerador. En el refrigerador. Se lava la ropa en... Se lava la ropa en la lavadora. Se pone helado en... Se pone helado en el congelador. En el congelador. Se seca la ropa en la secadora. Okay, so continue to practice those. I'm going to give you some practice on panorama again. And then the last list of vocab here in the bottom left of your vocab sheet, a really short little box there. Just a few words that have to do with things that you do when you poner la mesa. What things do you do? What do you put on la mesa? Let's say them really quickly. I'll say it. You repeat it. First of all, la copa. Okay, it's got a stem on it, right? La copa, fancy glass. Next one, la cuchara. El cuchillo. El plato. We actually learned that word way back when we learned the food, right? So a dish or a plate, el plato. La servilleta. La taza. El tenedor, el vaso. Let me just differentiate between two of these words there, la taza y el vaso. El vaso es para bebidas frías, como leche, jugo, agua, vaso. See the word vase in it, so it's taller. It's for usually cold drinks. But la taza tends to be for bebidas calientes, como café or chocolate caliente, something like that. So, I'm going to give another couple say phrases. Notice my first one, se bebe el champán en una copa. See? Here's another one. Se comen los cereales con... Se comen los cereales con... una cuchara, ¿sí? Con una cuchara. How about this one? Se bebe café en... Se bebe café en una taza. Se come arroz o carne con... Se come arroz o carne con un tenedor, is what I was going for on that one. How about this? Se bebe leche en... Se bebe leche en un vaso. Se corta la carne. Se corta el bistec o se corta la carne con un cuchillo. Okay, it's about all we have time for. So keep working on those words, and we'll continue with this on the next time. Keep working on that subjunctive. Adios.